Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Hi, this is Ron Kincherf with Muddy River News. This is the Business Spotlight brought to you by the Bank of Springfield. And we have Matt Anderson with us today from Sunmed.
How's it going, Ron?
Good, it's good. And you guys have moved in the last month or so, right?
We have. We were out by Walmart and Best Buffet and GameStop, Anytime Fitness, that strip mall out there. Now we're down at 608 Broadway. So
the reason for this?
Several different reasons, from the store layout to traffic flow to the expansion we're getting ready to go through here in the next couple months.
So you do have something going on, don't you? In the
next
couple months?
Yeah. So we've got our grand opening coming up next week. It's going to be May 29th through June 1st. Got all kinds of cool things we're doing there. Everything from your normal sales discounts to actually giving away $200 wellness gift sets of our top selling products for free. So
okay, cool.
We can talk about how to get signed up for that and all that jazz. But yeah, we're over the next few months, where we were your CBD store, we've changed our name fully. This move for us kind of represents 18 months to 2 years of rebranding and taking a look at our overall focus and what we can become from where we started. And so we're getting ready to kind of look at moving into some of the wellness tech arena as far as some of that stuff. So yeah, a whole lot going basically from now through October. 5-year anniversary, grand opening, all this type of stuff.
So what is Sunmed? Is Sunmed a franchise then?
Yeah, we are a franchise.
Okay.
So we've got over 300 stores across the country, closer to 400.
So how did you get involved with this? Why did you choose this path?
A wide variety of reasons there as well. But basically, I had my own health concerns, everything from mental health to physical well-being, after I had transitioned out of the military, kind of working through that. Nothing, I went the traditional care route. I still see a therapist, so still in that traditional care route. But I kind of looked at the results I was getting, mixed with what research I had kind of done on my own on cannabis in general, and where with the legalities and us having medical and recreational and the differences between this state and that state. My mom had gotten sick then and ended up passing from cancer, and just kind of looking at not being able to really help her in what I had learned to that point. And that myriad of different things I just kind of discussed all kind of pushed me down this path. But that's my overall focus.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean for you to go down that path.
No, it's I mean, that wasn't your choosing, but it was just overall, that's kind of my mission now, is just utilizing what I know and what I've learned to help the rest of our region and community.
And you mentioned cannabis, and you're a hemp-driven business, right?
Yes.
You sell hemp products, so hemp is a piece of the cannabis plant, right? So so you do not have the high necessarily in your products that you would get from cannabis. Am I correct?
Depends on how you're defining high. I use the term euphoria a lot more because that is associated with THC. We do have products that have more significant amounts of THC, 5 milligrams, 8 milligrams, per serving, things like that. The main difference between hemp and marijuana is marijuana is traditionally associated with having the high amounts of the THC. All of our flower formulas are going to be high in CBD and much lower in the THC. Now when we're looking at our gummies, some of our tinctures and other extracts, where we have some of those higher levels of THC, those are all formulated products. So
you mentioned it helped you with some anxiety and stuff after you got home from the service.
Most definitely.
What other varieties of things can your products help with?
CBD
help with?
I've got customers in every arena from weight loss. We've done a 90-day human clinical, FDA-approved human clinical on our weight loss supplement, which uses a cannabinoid called THCV. So instead of making you high and giving you the appetite, which is usually associated with THC, it actually decreases your appetite naturally. So, and it's non-psychoactive. It doesn't cause a high. So, we've got weight loss. We've got clinically proven, FDA-approved human clinical done on our sleep product, our sleep line as well. So. Have a lot of sleep sufferers, which is a large majority of the U.S., I think, at this point. So we do have clinically tested and proven sleep options, everything from just normal inflammation, general inflammation, and pain relief.
Yeah, that's one thing I was going to touch on because
arthritis,
you guys,
condition stuff
when
like that.
You hear about people using CBD, it's like a rub-on oil or cream or something like that, and it helps them with pain.
Sure.
So that is something you guys are able to offer people, correct?
Most definitely.
Now, do some of the products actually help with multiple different things at the same time?
Most of them do. So the different cannabinoids all have, some of them have relative properties. So, it may be an analgesic, maybe has anti-inflammatory properties, might have calming properties. So all these different properties, and several of them overlap, and then several of them have different properties. So we don't necessarily. A lot of customers will come in and they'll say, "I want a gummy for this," whether it's arthritis or whether it's memory or whatever it is, something that they've usually seen on Facebook. So I don't necessarily have a product that treats this specific condition. More so what I have is products that contain different amounts of the different compounds. And so then, if you're having problems with arthritis or inflammation, so then we look at what products have different anti-inflammatory properties. And so then those are the products that we'll discuss.
You mentioned a number of times when talking about different products that it's FDA approved and testing has been done, all that type of stuff. So is that still a stigma you guys are fighting a little bit?
It is, because our products aren't FDA approved. I'll make that clarification.
Oh, okay, they're
first.
not so.
We've done FDA approved human clinicals. Human clinical trials on our products. So that way, instead of having anecdotal or customer based just information that's coming in on, oh yeah, this product did help me sleep better, I can actually say our product was proven that 86% had improved sleep onset and improved sleep quality. So I can use those legitimate numbers because the tests that we did, the FDA did what's called an independent review, or institutional review board. So they have a panel that looks to make sure we're conducting the test in the right manner with the right processes and reviewing the information the right way. So that way, when we put the information out, it's legitimate.
So what's the local medical community? How they feel about this?
We work very closely with the local medical community, both from just doctor referrals, someone coming in and saying, my doctor told me to come try this out,
oh, really?
or I had this conversation with my doctor, to actually like Valet Health Repair on Jefferson. We work closely with them on our weight loss supplement. So, we work directly with medical partners. Four Paws Veterinary Clinic. They send us a lot of customers
for their.
We have a whole NASC, which is the National Animal Supplement Council. We've got a whole line of pet products. So
really,
yep. So we can take care of the whole family. Yeah, but last year we actually did some seminars last year with Four Paws. So I'm looking at actually expanding some of those with different medical providers throughout our community as well.
So do people have to be careful if they're taking blood thinners or if they're on other anxiety medications or diabetics, stuff like that, with using some of your products?
So I never make any medical claims, and I'm
not asking you that.
No, sure. And I obviously don't want to get in the way of that relationship between a provider and their patient. So, I always check with your doctor before starting any new supplement.
It'd be no different than any other medication, honestly.
Exactly. With my own experiences, I've been on several different medications, from different antidepressants to pain relievers to muscle relaxers. From my own experience, I haven't had any problems with those, and my doctors were okay with me taking the supplements. But that could be different for everybody based off of their own circumstances.
So what's going on with your open house again? It's the weekend of the 29th?
Yep, it's going to be May 29th through June 1st, so we're going to be running that 10 a.m. through 7 p.m. every single day.
Okay, and you mentioned there's some things people can sign up for? Or?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So go to your website for that?
They can go to the website, which is getsunmed.com. And since we're a franchise, there are other stores running the same. They're not running a grand opening,
Right.
The grand opening part, but they're running a wellness weekend. So you'll find that on there, and it can route you through to our store sign up. You can also just go to our Facebook page, Get Sunmed Quincy IL. It's be plastered all over there. And then there's QR codes, there's flyers floating around in the different grocery stores, and a lot of the small businesses throughout downtown and the rest of the community. So that's been a big shout out to our small business community because they've been a big help in me getting the word out about this weekend.
Well, thanks for coming in and telling your story.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
All right, Matt Anderson with Sunmed, new location in Quincy,
608 Broadway.
608 Broadway. This has been the Business Spotlight, brought to you by the Bank of Springfield.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.